evening, everyone. This is the Mind Doctor. Today, our topic will be on early signs of a potential bad date. This topic is basically to deal with how people that are still dating, still searching, for that companion that might be for you. It's how to recognize early signs of you want to delete the number or not, or if you want to slide to the next option. Now, we all know when you first meet people, you get their good side. You're going 95% of the people that you meet, when you first meet them, you're going to get their A+. Everything's going to be A+. We know that, especially people that's older, that's been dating for longer. You know how it is when you first meet people. And but it's early signs that you can catch that people can't hide. It's early signs you can look at that goes past the mask that people put on when you first meet them. So I'm doing this for men and women. First of all, it's important to ask yourself, what are you looking for in a potential date? Now, if you're looking for just sex, let's be honest, we all grown out here. Hopefully everybody's watching this is grown or dating, but some people are just looking for sex. And if that's the case, then you already know what signs you're looking for. You already know what stuff you're looking for. You already know what you want to get out of a person. And if you have certain motives, like some women are looking for men with money, some men are looking for women with money. This video is not really about that. I can get on that topic if somebody leave a comment for me to speak on that. But this is basically, if you're a genuine person and you're looking for a genuine person today, that's what this video is about. But like I said, we're gonna find out the signs that you should look for to let you know what's really on a person's mind. So I'm gonna start off with the men first. So this is for the women to hear and to find out what type of man you're dealing with. Okay, if you meet a person on a dating site, I'm not against that. I'm not against meeting somebody on a dating site, but first thing you want to look at is what type of pictures do they post. If you scroll on a guy and he's posting a picture, and most of his pictures is him showing you his body in some certain type of way, or him somehow try to show off his physicality, and I'm not going off of just one picture. I'm saying, like, if he posts a lot of pictures and he's trying to show you his physicality, most of the time, then you gotta realize he put that picture up for a reason, and you're seeing the reason. It's right in your face. He's basically trying to show you, what he's working with, and that's not always a bad thing, because that's part of a relationship, part of dating, is seeing what, being physically attracted to somebody and seeing what they have. But if look at that amount of pictures, if almost all his pictures is in some way showing that to you, then most of the time his mind is going to be his motive is probably going to be some type of sexual motive. If a man has one or two pictures, then that's cool. But if most of his pictures is that, then because what's in his mind, his subconscious, to put out into his page is fueled by some type of seed, so some type of thing that he wants to get out of showing the picture. So if it's all body parts in some type of way, then that's showing you what he wants to get in return. It's somebody that's going to be attracted to his body, for what reason? You know what I mean? So now keep in mind, I'm saying that's if it's majority of his pictures is that. Now you might have some guys, like when I post pictures on my sites, I might put one or two pictures up where I feel like my physique is shown, but that's done on purpose. Almost everybody does that because they do want to show a person what they have. But if most of my pictures is just that, then you get what you see. You know what I'm saying? Second thing, what's in his description? What is he talking about on his page? Do we speak on his career more, his goals more, or do he speak more on what he want out of a woman, more, or not one or two comments. Most of the time when you're on dating sites, you're expected to put what you want out of a woman, but when you get to your description, like what is you actually seeing? Like, what do he talk about majority of his description? That's just little signs now. You just keep in mind these little signs. You want to take the signs and process them. You don't want to see one little thing and just be like, just pay attention to little signs. This is a small part of it. This ain't even we're not getting to the big part of it. We're getting to just some small little signs. So, So what is the description mainly about? Is it about what he looking for out of a woman, or is it about what he can offer to a woman? Do he mention being able to offer a woman anything mentally, spiritually, or emotionally, or is it all about something physical? You know what I mean? So you want to pay attention to that stuff. If most of his description talking about what he want out of a woman, you know what I mean, and if it's physical, if it's mainly like, okay, I like a woman would have this type of body, and I like a woman that have this, what is he looking for really? He looking for, that's a little sign, he looking for sex. Okay, now, so that's just a description of it. You might not even click like on this picture yet. You might not even send him a message yet. Now let's get to when you actually do talk to him. When you actually, or maybe he's sending you a like or a message, But when you actually get into the messages, what is his messages mainly about? I'm gonna tell you something. A good man that really is an option to a woman, a good woman that wants a good man, most of his conversation should be about stuff like value, stuff that matters. Like, how often do we talk about his family? Not saying he got to put his business out there and tell you who everybody is in his family, but pay attention to things that he conversates about. How often do we talk about career? You know what I'm saying? School. You know what I'm saying? What if he finished school, or if he's going to school, or what is he doing as a career now? What is he trying to accomplish? When you first start texting people, when you first meet them, you basically sharing resumes, through text. So if a person's resume is mainly about, what type of woman he's been with, 90% of his conversation is about his women in the past, women in the present, women in the future, what type of woman he wants, what type of body he attracted to, what he can do to a woman, how he have pleased a woman. If that's 90% of his conversation, then you know what's in his subconscious mind. You know what it's about. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad man. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of just his natural energy. That doesn't mean he's bad. That just means his focus is on a particular thing. That's what you need to recognize. What is his focus on? So, you got a lot of men. Every man out here that's attracted to or that likes women, all of us think about sex. It's natural. It's a natural thing that God blessed us, a natural blessing from God. We misuse it, but God created us to be attracted to women. And he created, so when we see a woman and we're physically attracted to her, that's normal. So when a guy brings it up and talk about it, it's nothing wrong with that, and it's nothing wrong, how adamant he talks about it. But it's for you to catch that as an early sign. If all of your conversations or all of your good conversations is only about something to do with sex, or how he can sexually please you, or what he's attracted to, or if it's all about just anything to do with the sexual part of a relationship, or the physical part, what he's attracted to, what he can offer. You want to watch that, because you want to pique his brain and see where, what do he really want out of you. Because keep in mind, the same conversation he have with you, he's having with every other woman on that site, or every other woman that he's talking to or texting. When you catch things in the beginning, that's the best thing, because you're able to, prevent things from happening in your life that you don't want to happen, like potentially meeting a loser. So, like I said, pay attention to the things that he's talking about. So if he's talking, once you get to the stage to where you already passed the first initial messages and texts, now you get into the stage of let me actually date this guy and see what he's about. If a man has kids and he hardly ever talks about his kids, that's one of the biggest signs in the world that I think women miss, that should let them know if they're dealing with a good man or not. If you know a man that has kids, I mean, if you meet a guy that has kids, and most of the day you call him 3 or 4 or 5 days a week, and you can never catch him with his kids. You never catch him spending time with his kids. Oh, I'm out with my daughter's about to take him to do, or I'm out with my son, we doing this, or I'm at a basketball. If out of 7 days, you talk to a guy, you text him, and at least 3 or 4 days, you can't catch him slipping with his kids somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Or he don't mention his kids, and it's like the only way you know he have kids is because he told you initially, but throughout his 7 days, you don't ever hear anything mentioned about a kid. That's a big sign. Because if anything, you're supposed to love your kids with everything in you, with everything you have in you. So whatever you love shows through your actions, right? Whatever you love shows through your actions. I'm gonna make that another topic too. So if he loves his kids, there's no way a whole 7 days will go by without you hearing about his kids. You know, hearing about, and I just hear him, and I ain't talking about just hearing him in the background scream and yell and irritate him. You know, I ain't talking about just him, oh man, sit down. No, it should be, oh, what you doing? Oh, sure, I'm going, me and my son, we down here at this, or me and my daughter, we getting our feet, I took my daughter to get her feet done, I'm getting mine done. Get my feet done. You know what I'm saying? I've done that. I've got my feet done with my daughter before. Of course, I ain't getting no nails, but I'm saying, got my feet washed and cleaned and, all that. But that's what you pay attention to. If a man ain't got that going for him and he got kids, that's a big sign. What he gonna do for you? After he get what he's trying to get, you know what I'm saying? Then what's left? What is he going to do for you? You know what I'm saying? As far as what you need and what you want out of a real man. If he don't have no values towards his kids and don't spend time with them and don't exalt them, you know what I'm saying? What do he have to offer you? You know what I mean? It's bad if he's gonna have more energy towards a person he don't even know. If he got more energy towards getting with you or being with you, but not towards spending time with his kids, or he's not offering his kids anything. So, also, in the beginning signs, watch for men that complain a lot. You know what I'm saying? You meet a man and you just met him, he's complaining a lot, or if a man tell you a sob story in the beginning of you meeting him, it's some type of sob story for why his life is the way it is now. You don't want to hear that. It's nothing wrong with having a reason for why you're in the situation. If you just mention the reason, but it's men out here that you'll meet and they're just constantly telling you this happened to me, that happened to me, this, and their whole conversation is basically excuses for why they. If you meeting a man that's coming into meeting him with complaints and sorrow, what do you want out of that? You already know that's a drama. That's drama right in your face, waiting to enter your life if you let it. So then you look at man when you date them. How do they dress? You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about style, because every man don't have style. Some guys you might have to work with and get them together. But I'm saying, how much does he value his own appearance? If he don't value his own appearance, if he can't keep himself together, at least to come on a date with you, what is he going to offer you once y'all start dating? So, that's a couple of signs to look for, when dating a man. Pay attention to. It's not always about his financial. Sometimes you might meet a man while he's in the process of getting it together. Maybe 6 or 8 months from now he'll have it together. So it's not always really about that. You do want to pay attention to that sign as well as what is he doing as a career. But I know some women that'll just let that be the overall determining factor, and that shouldn't be. If you find a guy that you meet him, he seems like he's a pretty good guy, got good values and good ways about him, and maybe he's lacking in that department for some reason, just give it a minute. Just give it a little bit to see if stuff's going to change or turn around. If you're willing to. Other than that, you shouldn't just let that be a determining factor. is money, which I know a lot of women is like that, and I know women that has missed out on maybe a good man because, you know, he didn't have the type of money that they thought he should have right then. You know, I know one situation where a woman didn't talk to a guy. He wound up being a millionaire like 4 years down the line or something. But that's a whole different topic. I did miss the part. Okay, now when you date a guy, pay attention to his actions. Is his actions throughout the night leading to trying to get you back to the bedroom? Pay attention to that. I don't care what he might say. I don't care how he might play it off. Really look at his actions. If you don't want to drink and he tried to convince you to drink a little bit, that's a bad sign. That's a bad sign. Very bad sign. If you had a drink or two and you tell him, I think I had enough, and he tried to get you, I just had one more, you maybe buy this drink for nothing, very bad sign. You have to catch that. You need to run as fast as you can from him. If he's actually, you know, trying to advise you or try to get you to do something against what you want to do, that's a big sign. Anything you tell a man when you meet him, I don't feel too comfortable with you coming to my house. I just met you. Or I don't feel too comfortable with coming to your house. Or I don't feel too comfortable with doing this. You know, if a man tries to go against what you say as a woman, you know, regardless of what his excuse may be, if you try to go against that, that's a bad sign. Because if he'll do it in that situation, he'll do it in any other situation. And you don't need that. You need a man that's going to be humble with himself, humble with you, patient with you. And you will need a man that's going to walk with you, not try to pull you. You know what I'm saying? And you need a man that's going to try to help direct you if you need direction. But you don't need a man that's going to try to pull you or force you to do anything. So that's another sign, you know. Anything that you think I might left out about that, just text, leave it in the comment section. I definitely, you know, get on it. You know what I mean? But now we definitely going to talk about men. Man, where are the early signs of a bad woman? Okay. Same thing applies. It all depends on, first of all, what are you looking for? You know, that's the first thing. What are you looking for in a woman? Now, us men is a little bit different because a lot of us men, you know, let's just be honest, we just looking for sex. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us men are. You know, it just is what it is. Nothing to be sitting up feeling all like, why is he saying that? Or is this is not true? No, let's just be 100% real with it. 100% real fact is that us men are mainly looking for sex. You know what I'm saying? We ain't looking for no wife, really. You know, and the crazy part is, since I was a kid, I've always wanted a wife because I was just brought up with that. But the average man is not like that. You know what I mean? Average man just want, you know, we just want sex. You know, not just only sex, but I'm saying we just want like a girl we can just, you know, have and, you know, maybe go out a couple of times with, but, you know, maybe you know, do a couple of things with, but we really want somebody that we're gonna be able to be sexually active with, you know. So if that's what you're looking for, then you know your options is going to be whoever looks nice, no matter how she act, what type of career she got, what type of money she got. We know as a man, when we're looking for sex, you know, and we're looking for in a woman, the things we're looking for is basically how she look, how she smell, you know. And so if you're looking for a little bit more as a man, if you a man that got your career going and you've been through ringer with, you know, you've been in and out of relationships or something like that, you're trying to find you a good woman that you think you can have by your side, I'm going to tell you a couple of signs that you need to look for. Okay, some of them are the same signs, but you just gotta catch them. So one of the first things you want to do is look for. We're gonna start off with dating, like we did with the man. We're gonna start off with dating. If you're dating or online dating, if you're online dating, and the very first thing you see on a woman's page is her body parts, you know, I ain't talking about a woman with tight. If a woman has a nice figure, you know, and she put tight jeans on, she put any, you're going to see that figure. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about if you can look at her page without even knowing her, and she don't even know you exist. If you can look on her profile picture, or you can look on her page and you can see her body parts, and it's in a sexual way that you probably shouldn't see unless you're in the bedroom or if it's a personal picture to you. If you can see that on the main page of her profile, anybody can see it. Anybody can see it. Think about that. And what is that telling you about that woman? Anybody can see it. And that's not good, especially coming from a woman, because see, you know, this is not even an excuse for men, but we're expected as men to be barbaric. We're expected as men. God created us to be the harder side, the rougher side, the stronger side. He created us to be, so we might not care or worry about certain things like who sees our, but a woman is a rose. A woman is a flower. And she's supposed to present herself as one. And at all times, it's no excuse. She's supposed to present herself as unique, special at all times. And if a woman, now, like I said, if she got tight jeans on, she can't help how thick she is, not this how thick. But if a woman is showing you too much cleavage, and not too much, because for us men it's never too much, right? But I'm saying if it's too much cleavage on her, and if she's turning her body and making sure that her butt can be seen, making sure it can be seen, the full size of it and all that, what is that telling you? Anybody, if I didn't say if you meet her and get to know her and she send you I said if you go on her profile picture and that's what you see on her profile picture without you ever meeting her, she knows you exist. That means if you can see it, the world can see it. And ask yourself, what is in her subconscious? What is she doing? She chose to put that picture up there. It's not a random site to where a picture just automatically put itself. So whatever she chose, what button she puts, whatever she chose to put that's what she chose. She chose to put a picture up showing you, I have a fat butt. So what does that tell you about her? That's the sign. Like I said when I was talking about the man, that doesn't mean that's an overall sign to, oh no, that means that's a little sign. Pay attention to that. 2 or 3 pictures. Okay, well the next picture, it's another one of her showing her butt again in some jeans, maybe from a different angle. If you can find more pictures of her showing you how her body looked than her showing herself maybe in the office, took a picture with her work clothes on in her office, or took a picture of, you know, maybe her walking with her son, or her holding, you know, her, you know, if you can't find hardly any pictures outside of her showing you how her butt look, how big her chest is, and like I said, it doesn't have to be blatantly showing like she got to be naked, but if she got some tight jeans on and she's bending over and got her butt poked out, if you can find more pictures than that, then you can find that's fruitful to the eye, then that's a tell sign. That's, I mean, what other sign do you need outside of that to show you what type of woman that you're about to be dealing with? Because that means her whole objective is not even to matter who's watching. Her whole objective is to show her body. Look at this fat butt I got. Let me show anybody that's going to click on my page. I want to attract them with my body. What's on her mind? What's on her subconscious to put that up? Because she want to attract you with her body. I don't mind it being, if it's one picture, I don't mind that. You know, 1 or 2 pictures. Just me personally, I'm saying, and in my whole thought of it. You know, I don't mind if it's 1 picture. You know, that's cool. Or 2 pictures, that's cool. You know, because, you know, like I said when I was talking about the man, we want to see, you know, what you're working with. But if 3, 4 pictures, but then you only find 1 of something fruitful, that's just showing you, and that's an early sign of what this is about to be about, what this relationship is about to be about. So let's get on a different sign. A different sign is if when y'all start texting each other, if the first thing you get out of her is her complaining about, and then, you know, we're gonna just do both at one time, get out the way with text or a call. Conversation, text on a page, or text your phone, whatever it may be. We're gonna just do this. If your first conversation with her through text or through audio, through the phone, if your first conversation is her complaining about a man, what man has did to her throughout her life, or what the reason why she's in the situation she is because of some man doing something like that, or the reason why, you know, her son or her daughter, you know, everything, any excuse is a man, you know. Now, it's cool if y'all talking about that and she bring it up, but if, you know, I've met women in the past, and I know friends that I've met women, and the first thing they start doing is start talking about or bashing a man. That's not cool, because if she feel like that, it's all right if she feel like that. But if you're meeting her for the first time in the first week, and that's what most of her conversation is about, that's telling you something that you need to know right there. When you talk to somebody, you meet somebody, what's coming out of their mouth is what's in their mind, what's in their subconscious. So you're hearing what's her visual about you as a man. So if that's her visual, how do you have a chance if she already coming with the mentality that man has did her so wrong, man has did her so bad, everything is a man fault. Anybody, any psychologist would tell you anything that happens in your life emotionally or psychologically is your fault. A man or woman cannot do anything to you, can't force anything upon you. You know what I'm saying? You control how you react to things. You control what you do. You know what I'm saying? Or how you respond to things. You control what you believe. And so you can have 6, 7 bad relationships and still know that it's good man out here that you just haven't met him yet. And you know, you can still have the mentality like, I'm gonna remain optimistic, and when I meet this person or I meet the new person, you know, I'm not even gonna badger them or anything. You know, you can have that mentality. You know, you don't have to just come out the gate just bashing a man for when you meet a man. Anyway, that's a sign right there. That's a sign right there. You know, that you might be entering a potential bad relationship with somebody. Another sign is if you meet a woman and she talks about sex more. My thing is, if you meet a woman and in the first conversation you have with her, you can get her to talking about oral sex and get her to talking about, you know, like I said, these are little signs. Don't take this one thing and just say, oh, that. No, I'm just saying this is another little sign. This is my personal opinion. If you can meet a person and the first thing you can get them to talk about oral sex on the first date, and you can get them to adamantly speak on something they like it or hate it, that's not a good sign in my opinion. You know, that's not a good sign, especially us older people that's been through relationships, that has kids and all that. You know, because you already know, you know, like I said, it's nothing wrong if that comes up and you speak on it, but just pay attention to it. That should not be your first conversation, in my opinion. You know, I don't care if you stay on the phone for 2 hours. First conversation should be goals, your career, you know, what you doing. I had to come indoors. It got too dark. But so back to what I was saying about the woman. The signs that you have to pay attention to is, like I said, what is her first conversation about? Her first couple of conversations about. If her first couple of conversations is about, you know, some type of hatred or anger she have towards man because men have done her a certain type of way through her life, if that's all she wants to talk about is like a ex, you know, that hurt her very bad, or, you know, all the negative things she's been through with man, that's a bad sign for you as a man, because you gotta realize when you first meet somebody, you know, their goal should be to exchange different ideas, you know, their idea towards a relationship and towards you, and you should be exchanging your idea towards a relationship and towards them, because you're supposed to be, you know, letting a person know when you meet them what you're trying to get, what you're looking for. So the first conversation is about some type of bad emotion that, you know, she has from a previous situation. That's not a good sign, because 9 times out of 10 she's still searching because she wants a man, but emotionally and mentally she's not cleansed. She's not over what she went through, and that in turn will cause her to bring her negative energy, her negative thoughts into a relationship with you, and without her knowing it, you know, let me say this first before I say that. When you have energy, you release it, whether it be good or bad, right? So that's just like When you're very, very hurt about something, you cry. Can't control it. It has to come out. When you're very, very angry, you know, if you're not good with controlling your mind, you release it in some type of way. You know, you might smack somebody, punch. You know, if you're a man, you might punch something, or you might drive crazy. Some way you release your energy. Okay, let's get back to the topic. So, when somebody has energy in their spirit that lives with them, they have to release it in some type of way. So if you have negative energy about a relationship, you're gonna release it in a relationship. You can't release your negative energy about a relationship on a job. You know, not in the sense that you can if you go to work angry over what your boyfriend did. But I mean, as far as like you trying to, you know, make up for what you lost. So you're gonna release it in a relationship. So if you meet a woman and all she's talking about is, you know, the hatred she had for man or what her ex did to that, guess what? When she get in a relationship with you, she's going to release that energy. She's not gonna hold it in. She's not holding it in, saving it for the next man after you. You know, and this is 90% of the time. Not every woman is like that, but most of the time that's what, you know, happens. So pay attention to that sign. You know, like I said, these signs are just signs. It's not like if that happens, oh, this is a bad thing. But you gotta pay attention to the signs, and you gotta process them. You can't just ignore it. So I've been in situations where I met women that have done that, you know, and it's like, but you know, the first thing they say is, but that's, you know, that's that situation. I always come into a new relationship and start over, or no, it's not, because if that, how can you say that that's how you come into a relationship if I'm just meeting you the first week and the first couple of conversations, you bringing that up? Why is that even in your mind right now? If you come in with a fresh, new perspective, you should be just more concerned about how I am as a man, and you should be willing to show me how you are as a woman. It shouldn't be our conversations is about all the stuff that these exes and these men have done to you, you know? And like I say, it's certain, that don't mean every woman, like maybe that might come up. Now, if that comes up in a conversation, that's different. So I said, pay attention to the sign of, if you meet her and that's all she's talking about. That's the first and then also listen to the pain in the person's conversation. If she's speaking on that and you can hear the pain, the hatred out of that situation, she's not clean, she's not over it. So, and this side goes for men too. Men do the same thing, you know. We do the same thing. Negative relationship we had with the mother of our child, you know, and it's the same thing. So it's not just men, you know, and women, it's men too. Men do the same thing, but pay attention to that, because that's an early sign. You don't want to. Would you eat some food that's not clean? If you know, let's say certain food, okay, they kill chickens and they clean them, right? Would you eat a chicken that you heard that they said they didn't even clean it that good? No, you wouldn't touch that chicken. You wouldn't even touch it. It's the same thing. Don't go into a relationship with a person that's not cleansed and not over or have dealt with their last relationship, because you're bringing in negative energy that you're bound to have to deal with, no matter how long it takes. You know, it might start off the first week, everything cool, 2 weeks or a month, but that energy has to come out. So we're gonna get on another sign. As men, we are subconsciously, you know, or let's just say traditionally, as men, we are required to cater to a woman, and it's cool. That's cool. It's cool to cater to a woman. It's cool to put a woman first if she deserves it. You know, it's cool. That's what we're supposed to do as men. We're supposed to, you know, women are like roses. You know, we look at women as flowers, so we're supposed to treat them, you know, the best we can. You know, but watch for signs of women that expect that overly, like overabundantly. Like, that's a problem to me, because you have women that, like, okay, I'm only gonna deal with a man if he does all of this stuff. So basically, women that want perfect, some women that want a perfect man. You know, I just seen, like, if he don't hold the door for me, then he's not the one. What? If he don't hold the door, so if you as a man don't open the door for a woman, you're not the one for her. You know, pay attention to when you meet women and they have that type of mindset, because unless you that type of man, you about to go through a crazy relationship. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be a first month, because you know what you about to go through? You about to go through trying to live up to her expectations of what she want out of you, which is not a problem, but it's only a problem if that's not what you're willing to offer. So if you ain't gonna be that man that's gonna open the door for her, and you went to get something to eat, you didn't ask me, and then she get upset. It's like, if you're not willing to be that man, if you're not naturally that man that does stuff like that, watch that sign. That's just another sign. You know what I'm saying? You need to just watch that sign, because, you know, when you meet a woman and she's like that, she's not gonna change for you. You know, especially if she's an older woman and she's been through relationships, she knows what she wants. So that's another sign. Watch for when you meet a woman and there's certain things she's expecting you to do as a man that you don't do. Because I've experienced that. You know, every man's not the same. You know, you have beta males, you have alpha males, you know, and it's different. Beta males are totally different than alpha males, you know, and it's not a bad thing, but beta males is more catering, more concerned, more, you know, it's like a if you watch The Wizard of Oz from back in the day, the Cowardly Lion. No, it's just a joke. But beta males, they like a woman almost. You know what I'm saying? They willing to just, everything's for a woman. Just cater 100%. Make sure she's not, that's not real life. That's not the world we live in. You know what I'm saying? We can't, as men, we can't just, everything has to be a woman's way. She can't never be angry. I don't want to see her cry. I don't want to see her. That's not realistic. It don't work with kids. You know what I'm saying? We ain't do our kids like that. Not us black people. I don't know. Us black people, we ain't do that to our kids. You know what I'm saying? They had to cry sometimes. They couldn't get that way all the time. You know what I'm saying? And then even if you tried to be like that, they wasn't pleased all the time. They still wanted something. You had to tell them no sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Your job don't treat you like that. Your boss, you know, we weren't treated like that as blacks in America. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we can't. I don't believe, personally, me, I don't believe that everybody should be like that. You know, if a man is like that, it's cool. But I'm an alpha male. And I believe in you know, pleasing the woman and catering to her to a certain extent. But other than that, it's going to be some times I'm going to tell you no. You got to deal with it. It's going to be some things you want that I'm not going to be willing to do. Or want to, you know, you might want to go out sometimes. I don't want to go, you know. And that don't mean make me bad or make you bad. But maybe we're not for each other. Maybe you need to find that guy that's going to open every door. Find that guy. But anyway, that's a different topic. So as man, pay attention to that. It's some women out here that wants that. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't willing to offer it, then pay attention to that. That's an early sign. Hey, we may not be for each other. You know what I'm saying? Other signs is if you have a woman that's real flirtatious, if you meet her in a club or in a bar, and you know that every guy that comes in her path, she's some type of flirtatious with him, or, you know, if she's on him, and then you come along, she do the same thing to you. Guess what? You ain't no different than none of other dudes in front of you. And if she's doing this to man she don't even know, she just met, that's another sign you might want to watch out for. Maybe she's very, very promiscuous. You know what I mean? And unless you're gonna be like ready to be in a monogamous relationship, or you know, if you're cool with a woman like that, and you know that's, you cool with it. But if you're not cool with that, and you don't want a woman that's gonna be for you and not be promiscuous, you don't have to worry about her being in the store with you one day and she's staring at another guy, or grinning at another guy, smiling at another guy. You know, if that's the type of dude you want a woman that you ain't got to worry about doing that, then watch those signs too of how promiscuous a woman is when you meet her. You know what I mean? Like I said, an example when I first started. If you go on her page and the first thing you see on her page is her turning around showing you how big her butt is, if it's 6 of those pictures on there, and that's her main page, she don't even know you or who's going to see the page, and that's her main page. What's in her subconscious that made her put those pictures out? Remember I said that. She's trying to show the world, I got this to offer, right? 1 or 2 pictures is cool, but if a lot of her pictures is like that, pay attention to that. So these are all signs that, in my opinion, you should look out for. Not one of these signs is going to be the final answer, you know, because nobody's perfect. People going to do things. So not one of these signs is the final answer, but it's just important to watch for signs and process them. When you do that, then you can prevent yourself from potentially going through another bad relationship, right? And that's what this whole goal is. So that's all I have right now. If you have any comments or questions, put them in the comment box. I definitely will address them. And like, subscribe, and when you subscribe, make sure you put notifications on all so you can get every great video I'm going to do. Until next time, think smart.